recommended amount of water is half of your body weight in ounces. So if a person weighs 140 pounds, that would be 70 ounces of water. All right? Now, for those of you that are like, 70 pounds, think about, 70 ounces. If someone was 70 pounds, I think you need to eat. But think about a value meal. Isn't it a 32-ounce cup that they serve with any value meal? Okay, that's 32 ounces of water you can be drinking. So if you break it down into increments, it may not seem as much. All right, my goal is to drink a gallon of water a day. But that does not mean that my weight is double that. Okay, that's just my goal. My weight is not double that. All right, that just helps keep me hydrated. What you will find is when your water consumption increases, your desire for the coffee starts decreasing. Your desire for the extra serving starts decreasing. Your desire to go to the restroom increases, which gives you a nice workout, right? So you got to run to the bathroom, come back. A lot of people are like, I don't want to drink water. It's going to make me go to the bathroom. Yeah, you need that break sometimes. You just sitting in front of that desk, just typing on the phone, taking care of things, and before you know it, 5 hours have passed and you haven't stood up. But maybe if you drank your water, let me go. And then you get up from the desk, you're able to break that monotony, all right? Now, that leads us to what are your goals? When I say what are your goals, this is going to be a month's worth of teaching and interaction with our health. It is something that every one of us needs to be aware of because make no mistakes about it. There is an enemy that truly wants to steal, kill, and destroy us. All right? And if he cannot do it by temptation on one thing or attacking your integrity or what have you, he's going to try with your health. We have one body. One body. Now, I'm not here to scold anyone or anything. It's a journey. We all have to make this journey. Okay? Me included. All right? But if we make the right amount of good decisions, we'll end up in the right place, don't you think? All right? A lot of times we take a lot better care of our vehicles than we do our bodies. The car starts shaking, all of a sudden, ooh, take it for a rotation. I think you might need an oil change. You might need some gas. But you start trembling a little bit, or I just feel tired and I don't know why. And it's like, it'll pass. We only have one body. God created our bodies intelligently, specifically to take us from birth to whatever our destiny happens to be. We, each and every one of us, have what it takes to live to 120. 120 years old. Imagine that. Now, do you want to live to 120 with up to age 70 and then the rest of the years bedridden? No. Or do you want to live to 120 like, say, Jack LaLanne, for example? The man at 91 put a tugboat on his back and swam. Come on. 91? So don't tell me. God has no respect of person, not just because it's Jack LaLanne. We say, oh, well, that's just him. Each and every one of us has that ability to live quality lives. It's just a matter of knowing the purpose for our bodies and not abusing it. All right? So, at this section, you have two handouts. There are questions on the top for the first sheet. Those would be for you to keep. The bottom sheet is what your goal for this class would be, so that I am aware of what it is that you would like to get out of this class. Next week, we'll have a body analysis lab, whereby we will check percentage fat, we'll check measurements. We will do it because it's important to see where we are, right? You got time on that. But the key for that is to take it in the beginning of the class so that you can assess it at the end of the class and see what type of changes that you're able to make. Yeah, your body is more than capable of showing off, okay? So you got to give it that opportunity. That is my contact information. We made it through the slides. So at this point, wow, we're doing good on time. All right, good deal. So at this point, I am ready for the question. Now, the young lady in the green, you said, what if the gum is satisfying?
Yes.
All right. Well, it may be satisfying you, but it is preparing your body for digestion.
Wow.
So maybe you can drink some water instead of the gum. I chew gum also, but I just don't do it regularly. You have to be cautious with that because it would be better if you chew it after a meal. Then at least your body's already digesting anyway, you know. But just keep in mind that that's what we do when we chew gum.
You said you chew it up, so you know it's not as bad.
Not as bad, no, because you have food in there to digest. Yes, ma'am.
I'm concerned with the skeleton. Whenever we drink the caffeine and all that, we break down the density of the bone. Right? What about bone spurs? Like if you've had surgery, what causes bone spurs to develop? Like those who had surgery in the neck.
That's
So
a very good
first
question.
you need to stay away from caffeine. If they place the screws in your neck and all of that, what's the chances of that deteriorating? It will deteriorate quicker, taking the caffeine, so you really get off all of that?
Let me explain to you what takes place with the bone spurring. That's a very good question.
Because they say sometimes it grows out crooked, and you have to go back in for surgery.
Let me explain to you the process. Let me explain to you the process behind it. What happens with, let me see if I can, no, that won't give me what I want to see. With the skeleton, let's say for example with the neck, you have, and I really wish we had chalkboard here, but you have vertebrae within your neck, all right? So you have vertebrae, disc space, vertebrae, disc space, all right? You have 7 vertebrae in the neck. We're just using the neck as an example since you raised the neck, all right? You are supposed to have a curve in the neck, all right? Your curve in your neck, let's say if I'm standing up this way, your curve is supposed to be going this way.
Right.
The reason why you have a curve is so that your body carries the weight of your head effectively against gravity. Right? See, I could do this all day because there's a curve there. Right? But the moment that curve straightens, it starts to put wear and tear on the joint space. And so what happens is, because the body is now carrying the weight of the head abnormally, the disc spaces start to decrease, right? Because the disc space decrease, the weight, remember I told you about that exercise whereby you try breathing this way versus this way? Well, if the body is carrying the weight this way, you see you have bulkier bone back here, right? If I had an x-ray, I can show you that. But you have bulkier bone back here because the weight is supposed to be carried more so in the back. You do not have bulkier bone in the front. So when that changes, and you're carrying more of the weight towards the front, remember that Wolff's Law? The body will lay down additional bone because it's not strong enough to carry that weight in the front. And that's what the bone spur is. The bone spur is additional bone that's placed to help. The body's trying to help you out.
Right. It's grow back.
It's created to heal itself. So if a person is having an abnormal body mechanic, then the body is going to compensate for that however it can